There are men who pass through a woman's life like a barely noticeable breeze. They are there for a brief moment, friendly, polite, perhaps even charming, and then they vanish again without leaving a lasting impression, like a dream one can barely recall upon waking. And then there is that one man, that one special man who imprints himself so deeply into her heart that even the passage of time cannot completely erase him. Not because he was perfect, not because he always said or did the right things or embodied the flawless ideal of a partner, but because he left an indelible mark on her soul, a mark that remains untouched by the passing years, by new experiences, and even by future relationships. Perhaps you have witnessed this yourself. A woman who, even after many years, perhaps even decades, still speaks of that one man with a soft smile on her lips and a trace of wistfulness in her eyes. You can see it in her gaze, you can hear it in her voice, and you can feel it. Something within her was profoundly touched back then and has remained alive ever since. What was it that made this man so special? Was he the most handsome, the most successful, the funniest, or the most charming man she had ever encountered? Was he someone who dazzled her with grand promises or spectacular gestures? No. It was something else entirely. Something much deeper, something that cannot be measured by external traits or achievements. Something that touches a level within her that words alone can never fully reach. In this video, you will discover exactly what that special something is. The thing that makes a man unforgettable in the eyes and the heart of a woman, no matter how her life unfolds thereafter. And I promise you, if you not only understand this truth intellectually, but truly absorb it into your being and embody it, you will become the kind of man a woman not only loves but carries with her deep inside for the rest of her life, no matter where her path may lead her. So make sure to stay until the end, to fully grasp the depth of this powerful truth. A man does not become unforgettable because he always said or did the right thing, nor because he was perfect. He becomes unforgettable because he evoked within a woman a feeling that is rare, profoundly moving, and incredibly precious. A feeling so deeply anchored that no other experience can ever fully displace it. Women experience the world in a way that is far more shaped by emotions than by mere facts. While many men attempt to win love and recognition through external achievements, status symbols, or impressive behavior, for women, an entirely different dimension matters. They do not remember the things you owned or accomplished. They remember what they felt when they were near you, the atmosphere you created, the emotional safety you radiated, and the quiet yet powerful bond that formed between you in those moments. And here lies the great secret. What truly makes a man unforgettable in a profound and lasting way is his emotional strength, his ability to be centered within himself and to extend that inner calmness to others. It is his capacity to be a steady, reliable, and calming harbor in a world that is often chaotic, fast-paced, and unpredictable. An emotionally strong man knows his own feelings. He does not run away from them, he does not deny them, and he is not overwhelmed or ruled by them. Instead, he remains present, clear, and aware, especially in moments when others lose themselves, when uncertainty reigns, or when emotions threaten to spiral out of control. For a woman, encountering such a man creates an experience so rare and so deeply touching that she will never forget it as long as she lives. In his presence, she feels a profound sense of safety, a sense of being sheltered that she may neither be able to fully explain nor comprehend rationally, but which nonetheless feels more real than any logical thought. In a world that is often superficial, unstable, and fleeting, he becomes a beacon, a fixed point she can instinctively orient herself toward. And this rare feeling of genuine security anchors itself so deeply in her heart that it becomes indelible, a part of her, no matter where life may take her later. Women do not primarily remember grand romantic gestures or eloquent words. What they remember most vividly is the feeling of finally being able to completely let go in a man's presence. The feeling that they do not need to fight, to impress, or to be anything other than their true, authentic selves. The feeling of being seen, held, and accepted unconditionally, especially in their most vulnerable and honest moments. A man who creates this experience becomes an internal benchmark, a standard against which all future encounters. Women do not primarily remember grand romantic gestures or eloquent words. What they remember most vividly is the feeling of finally being able to completely let go in a man's presence. The feeling that they do not need to fight, to impress, or to be anything other than their true, authentic selves. The feeling of being seen, held, and accepted unconditionally, especially in their most vulnerable and honest moments. This emotional imprinting does not happen on the conscious level of the mind. It operates on a much deeper, instinctual level, one that stretches back to our earliest human history. From an evolutionary standpoint, emotional stability in a partner was crucial for survival. For a woman raising children and ensuring their survival, an emotionally stable man meant not only emotional security but physical security as well. An unstable partner, on the other hand, could represent a real and existential threat, not just emotionally but physically too. This is why even today a woman can instinctively sense, often without being able to explain it in words, whether she feels, "Here I am safe," or "Here I am not." An emotionally strong man becomes, on this deepest level, like a rock amid the crashing waves. Not because he tries to show off or outshine others, but precisely because he is anchored within himself, because he stands firm when it truly matters, because he stays when others would walk away. Not through grand declarations, but through his quiet, powerful presence. One often overlooked yet incredibly powerful phenomenon is emotional mirroring. Women intuitively sense the emotional state of a man, much faster and much more precisely than words could ever convey. When a man radiates inner peace, emotional stability, and clarity, something extraordinary happens. Her own nervous system begins unconsciously to attune itself to his. Her heartbeat slows, her breathing deepens, her inner tension melts away. And it is precisely this physically felt sense of safety and arrival that becomes deeply imprinted within her. It is not just a fond memory, it becomes an experience stored in her very body. That is why often, just a certain scent, a song, or even a fleeting thought is enough to bring all those deep emotions flooding back, even years later. This phenomenon of emotional mirroring is known in psychology as co-regulation. As infants, we depend on stable caregivers to regulate our emotions, and this deep human need remains with us into adulthood, especially in intimate relationships. A man who offers a woman emotional safety and stability does not merely become a cherished memory. He becomes a part of her internal landscape. He becomes an anchor, a source of security she carries within herself, even if he is no longer physically by her side. True emotional strength reveals itself not just in easy, harmonious times. It reveals itself most clearly when things become difficult, when uncertainty, pain, or old wounds arise. An emotionally strong man does not react impulsively. He does not lash out, nor does he flee. He remains present. He stays open. And through his entire being he communicates. I see you. I'm holding this space for us, and I will not leave, even when things become uncomfortable or challenging. This experience of truly being seen, understood, and held is so rare and so powerful that it remains unforgettable for a lifetime. In modern psychology, this is known as a secure attachment. An attachment where a person experiences, I am loved not only when I am strong, beautiful, or cheerful. I am also loved and held when I am vulnerable, unsure, or weak. A woman who has experienced this will often carry it within her forever. Even if the external relationship ends, the internal bond remains intact. There is also another crucial mechanism: emotional conditioning. When a woman repeatedly experiences feelings of joy, peace, and safety in the presence of a man, her brain permanently associates those emotions with him. Later, it only takes a small trigger, a song, a picture, a passing thought, to instantly reactivate all those deeply rooted feelings. That is why there are people we simply never truly forget. Now you might be asking yourself, how do I become such a man? The answer is simple, but it is not easy. It is not about learning tricks or surface level techniques. It is about doing the real inner work, facing your own fears and wounds, learning to know and master your emotions, taking full responsibility for your inner experience instead of placing it on others. And most of all, cultivating an inner peace and emotional stability that does not depend on how others behave. On this channel, you will find many videos designed to support you on exactly this path. Insights, inspirations, and tools that will help you become the best version of yourself. Not for others, but for yourself. If you are ready to walk this path, the path to genuine emotional strength, then subscribe to the channel and join me on this journey. Thank you for watching and see you next time.